So guys, good evening and welcome to Thursday Night Racing League. This is Season 6, believe it or not, Season 6 of Thursday Night Racing League, that is right. It is the PS4 lobby, and yes, it is the one and only, and of course the legendary Hoppers in the commentary box. How are we doing? So yes, I'm looking forward to seeing what tonight brings. I'm just basically sat in pit lane. I'm going to go out on track in a minute and give you guys a guided lap of Silverstone because it plays host for round number 1 of Season 6. Can't believe we're already at 6 seasons of TNRL. It is good to be back, and I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what is going to happen. Just firing up the Bentley Continental GT. Just trying to think the best view to do it. I think what we will do, just for me, because I'm going out on track in a minute, I'm just going to let's make sure the sound levels for the car and that is good to go. So yeah, we're good to go. So I'm going to jump into out of pit lane then. So these guys probably think, what on earth am I doing?
Stay away from curbs.
But I'm going out for a lap of Silverstone then. So we'll go around the track, but I'll go at a sort of a general pace, but I don't want these, as I change the camera view. I can't remember if I got the look behind button, probably not, but hopefully I don't interfere anyone's lap time. But as I say, we'll go through a guided lap very shortly. It's going to obviously go to the start finish line before that happens. Just looking in the mirror at the moment, but should be okay. Let's keep off the racing line a minute and just get them guys to go past me because I don't want to interfere with anyone. But give me a second. We'll go in. We'll go do the flying lap in a minute or two, just because we just started from pit lane. So, as I say, I'm not going to be the best driver out there because I get a bit loose. As one of the faster guys is going to come past me in the Ferrari. But I'll try not to hamper people's laps if I can. But it'll be my own that I hamper. But get ready then for an excellent season ahead of Thursday Night Racing League. Just let that faster car go. I believe that is Lemos, so we'll let Lemos go. Season runner-up in Season 5, thrilling end to the championship, believe it or not. But we'll go and start our flying lap then of the glorious Silverstone circuit in a moment or two. So we're just coming through the last 2 corners then, so on to the start finish line then. I hope you guys can hear me over the engine sound. So in towards start finish line then, and we're about to do the lap. There's a yellow flag going into Cops, which is a very undulation corner, and then we're going up towards Maggots and Beckett's, where it's going to get a bit loose here, and you know, seems that Bentley's getting a bit loose here as another car goes by. Didn't mean to put that car off, but it's a Bentley. As we go down towards the Hanger Straight in towards, so I think we've got Chapel, we missed out Chapel, so we're going into Stoke Corner now, so we'll let the other Bentley just go ahead, just so we're not going to put him off. And then we go up towards Vale and Club, which is where the original or the new F1 start finish line is. So into Vale and then into Club. Try not to hamper and get onto the curbs as much. So we're into Club now. It's a long sweeping right hand bend past the F1 start finish line. And then we go in towards Abbey then, which is going to be quite quick to see what's going to happen there. And then obviously into Farm. as I get a bit loosey-goosey there, into the arena section, as it's known, where most spectators would be, and then obviously then back down to the Wellington Straight, which is coming up very shortly. But we're in the arena section to back down the Wellington Straight then, as we head towards Priory and Brooklands. So we'll break for Priory, then we go to Brooklands, through to Westfield, Lookfield, and then Woodcote.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
And our lap times aren't going to be as good as we think, but just looking where this time may put me, I might just jump onto that lap of Silverstone then.
Well done, mate. This has been your personal best.
Oh, 2:16.8. If I did that, it's not bad. But yeah, there you go, there's a lap of Silverstone Grand Prix, and I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen tonight. It's going to jump out of the lobby so the guys don't get distracted with me sat in pit lane, and we'll log in for what will be a interesting I do apologise, you might have heard me twice then, because that had my volume turned up. But yes, we're going to get ready for Thursday Night Racing League. I'm just going to jump into now the commentary side of things. I hope they've not changed the password, otherwise I'll be stuck. No, I will be racing. There we go, that's better. So if you are watching the stream, guys, welcome in. I do apologise. We'll see exactly what's going to happen now. So we go in towards Silverstone then for what is around number 1 of the championship. It is an hour and 15-minute endurance plus a 10-minute qualifying session. Just to get out there, just bear with me 1 second, I'm going to sneeze. There we go, do apologise. Yes, I'll go into the calendar and then we'll go who's here and who's on the grid for this evening. If I can just find the calendar, I do have it saved, so but we do have, of course, have the Thursday Night Racing League calendar for Season 6. Here we go. So we do start off here at Silverstone. It is going to be great. I'm looking forward to see what the weather's going to do tonight as well, because it's all about the weather. It all depends. It actually looks like at the moment it is going to be dry. So it seems that the grey skies are in the sky, but it looks like it's going to be a dry one. Then we've got, of course, Laguna Seca in 2 weeks' time. We do have, obviously, 2 weeks. Every other 2 weeks for the PS4 guys. We do have, obviously, the PS5 guys. But unfortunately, because I don't have a PlayStation 5, I don't do commentary for them. But we do go stateside to Laguna Seca in 2 weeks' time. Looking forward to that. We visited there for round number 1 of Season 5. Quite a very fast-flowing circuit in Monterey, California, in the United States of America. Then we head off for the first sprint race of the season. We go to Barcelona, Circuit de Catalunya, Barcelona. We head there for round number 3. It's the first sprint race. It's only the first of 2 sprint races this season. I believe it is 2 sprint races itself, so it'll be 2 sprint races a night, but it is 2 sprint races on the calendar. Then we head to the Nürburgring, good old Germany. We head off to the Nürburgring for round number 4. That is an hour and 15-minute endurance race, but that looks like it's going to be wet. That's going to be interesting. Then we head off to the second and last of the sprint races, so 4 sprint races in total. But we head for the last sprint race of the championship. We head to Imola. Looking forward to that. Then we head off to Misano. I think the guys are probably going to be shocked about Misano being picked. I jokingly said to one of the admin, Luke Barnard, that was here. Just give me a second. I do have comment on stream, so I can just catch up who the comment is from. Good evening, James. How are you, mate? distracting me while I'm trying to read the calendar, mate. But that's fine, it's all good. Yeah, so we go to Misano. I jokingly said to one of the guys that his series admin, but he's no longer racing for TNRL on a Thursday night because he's now gone PC. You may remember Luke Barnard, aka Depressed Squid. He is racing PC. He's actually racing PC this evening, but I said to him that I would like Misano as one of the tracks, so I think, you know, it's been thrown in there. I think it's probably my choice, actually. And then we round up the season at Kailami in South Africa. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting season, don't get me wrong, how things are going. Looking at the grid at the moment though, we do have 15 drivers, which is quite good for the opening round of the championship. Just get out there. We're looking at Lemos at the moment. He's changed his colour scheme. Season runner-up last year, which seemed to be a bit of a 50-50 chance between him and JMR last season. Stefano Marchetto was also in contention to win the title, but he crashed out a few times and had a few issues thereabouts, and I think here at Silverstone last season that didn't go to plan either. And now he's in an Audi R8 Evolution. He is in an Audi, not in his faithful Bentley. It's a bit unfortunate to see him in an Audi, but it is what it is. He's going to be a dark horse. Stefano's multiple champion of Thursday Night Racing League, but it's going to be exciting to see how he does. And then we have EW back again for another season in the faithful colours of the Porsche. It is obviously the same colours as last season. I think he's going to be looking forward to seeing what he can do. He actually won a few races. He actually did quite well towards the end of the season last year. And then we have, of course, GL Gob Limitless, but we're going to call him Limitless in the Ferrari, in the grey and yellow Ferrari. It's got a bit of black on the side as well, so looking forward to seeing what he can do tonight. Then we have Yuri, aka the Dutchman, in the blue and orange Lamborghini Huracan, back for another season. He is going to be on course to see what is going to happen for him. Yuri's obviously going to be fighting. He got a podium at Spa-Francorchamps, if I remember rightly. I think I'm trying to cast my mind back that far back, but if I'm wrong, people will probably correct me. Then we've got Mambo Max in the Bentley, the 808 Bentley. I think that's the car that I nearly took out on me on one of my runs, or on my lap, which I do apologise for that. But you know, it wasn't meant to be. But we do have someone that's actually jumped out of the lobby at the moment, so we've got now 14. Then we have Skyfu in the 11, the grey, black and yellow Bentley Continental. That actually looks quite nice, actually. It's quite neat as well, which it's going to be great to see exactly what's going to happen for that. Then we have, of course, JMR, so season champion, still got the 55 number as James. He's literally in the gold, red and black Ferrari, so it's going to be interesting to see what he does. I believe he's still teamed up with Yuri for this season as well, so it's going to be good to see exactly what's going to happen. And you got Chris Allen, not in a Ferrari, excuse me, not in a Ferrari this time. It's actually in a Mercedes AMG, so it's going to be interesting to see how well he gets on with that in the 28, the green, black and black AMG. Then you got, of course, Peter. Peter is here, back in the Bentley for what is his second season, but he's now gone for the green and black Bentley Continental GT. Good colour choice, I believe. And then we've got DC Joe in the Ferrari, so the chrome red and green Ferrari, as he just goes back into pit lane, or she goes back into pit lane, depending if it is a male or female. I'll try and figure out who is who. Then we've got Future Revenge. He actually raced in the Ferrari towards the end of last season, but he is, of course, now in a Bentley. So we've got a few Bentleys out there, got quite a few Ferraris, and of course an Audi R8. But then we've also got first the Bikawa, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, I'll try and not butcher everyone's name, but I've already given plenty of warning that if I do butcher people's names, I do apologise. And I've got GD Sport in the other Ferrari, so the 40 Ferrari, looking very nice, I must admit. It's a very colourful grid, I must admit, for Season 6 of the opening round of Thursday Night Racing League here at Silverstone. As we went on board with Stefano Marchetto, his Audi is very loud in my ear and probably very loud on track as well, as he fires his way out towards Vale, I believe. Trying not to get the corners mixed up as well, but if you are liking the stream, guys, please do give it a massive thumbs up. It will help me, it'll help the guys massively as well get notified. What else is there to discuss about Season 6? Season 6 prediction for Championship, I can't really tell at the moment. It all depends on how things go, but at the moment, as you can tell, with free practice, just around 17 minutes, just come to 17 minutes to go in free practice before we get ready for 10 minutes of qualifying. I don't want to curse anyone, but at the moment it looks like Lemos is the pace setter. He did well round here last season, and I believe JMR's now up to 7th, but the reigning champion at the moment though, struggling quite a bit. It's a bit unheard of at the moment. Yuri's 6th, Yuri's currently 6th in starting pit lane, but it's going to be close to see. I think EW, the Porsches are looking a bit strong here at the moment, as they did last season. You may remember Silverstone was a run at the end of last season 5. It's personally was meant to be run in the middle of the season last season, but then we had server issues and then it had to be rerun at the end of the season. Hopefully we don't get that tonight, because if we do get that tonight, it is going to be a bit of a frustration, but we should be good. It looks like Slow Wolf's got a bit of an issue. He keeps disconnecting for some bizarre reason, so he doesn't know whether he's going to make it tonight or not, but then he doesn't know if he's going to continue the championship. It's a bit unfortunate really, because, you know, with that happening, we don't want drivers quitting out because they can't connect to the server or there's issues. But looking at Stefano Marchetto then in the Audi, a bit unfamiliar territory for him. I think he's feeling a bit lost without the Bentley. But we'll see how well he does in the Audi. As I say, I will try and go on board with some of the drivers tonight as well, just give you guys a bit of a perspective if there's battles. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what tonight brings for Season 6. It's been a bit of a while. It's been a couple of weeks since we last commentated. We last commentated before Christmas, so my voice may be a bit, I'm not going to say croaky or squeaky, it's going to be a bit like a new voice box, should we say, but looking forward to seeing what happens tonight. Hopefully we will have a good night of racing, and if anything does happen untoward, which I hope it doesn't, then obviously the stewards will be picking it up. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen. I think, as I say, there's only 14 races. Excuse me. 14 races at the moment. It's not a bad size grid actually. But it'd be nice if we had a few more. But JMR's now up to 4th, so he's getting his rhythm back slowly but surely. I don't know what setup these guys are doing, which, believe it or not, may, well, it's not going to hamper, but you know, we can't tell what they're doing setup wise. I may try and ask one of the guys in an interview next week what their setup is, but I normally tend to try and do driver interviews, but because it's round 1 tonight, I won't be, purely because it is round 1. I'm just getting to know everyone again and getting back into the swing of things. But yeah, it should be a good night of racing. If you are, as I say, if you are watching the stream, give me 1 second. There is another comment. You know, I'll try to find out. Good evening, Slow Wolf. No worries, mate. There's no need to be sorry, mate. It's one of them things. It is really frustrating. I do get your frustration, pal. I really do. Hopefully you're back in 2 weeks' time, though, mate. Disappointed you're not on the grid, but you can't control whatever's going on, mate. I have no idea what's causing that issue for you, but hopefully we'll see you soon, mate. But as I say, we're looking forward to seeing what's going to happen tonight. Stefano Marchetto, where is he going? Or is it just the camera? It's the camera setting. I think we'll throw the helicam up, probably for the duration of the race. Even if, unless there's a battle, then we'll go on board with the driver. But yeah, it should be good. I'm just going to get a quick drink, because being a commentator, if you are interested in commentating, or if you do want to be, or you are a commentator, you do know for a fact hydration is important. So we'll see exactly how well things go tonight for everyone. Excuse me. But I don't like coughing down people's ear. I'll try and mute it if I do cough, but sometimes I can't, because I try and cough and then talk. But it's a lot to take in. But just let me know if you can hear me on stream, by the way, guys. I just want to know, make sure I'm loud and clear. But as I say, you know, Thursday Night Racing League, it's good to be back for another season. At the time, I was thinking, you know, I said to the guys that hopefully I should be back for every single race. I should be, all being well, because I do work in Thursday morning, so it, you know, it kind of works out well. But if, you know, I'm hoping to be doing the full season this season, should I say. I should be doing, yeah, should be for every single round. But yeah, Silverstone's the only British circuit on the calendar. I would have liked to have gone to Alton Park, but you know, it is what it is, and you know, these guys pretty much know what they're doing. So yeah, looking forward with just coming up to 10 minutes to go before we get into the all-inclusive qualifying session. So free practice will end around 10 to 8 our time, 10 to 9 European time, and probably 10 to 4 rather, if they're based in the US. But if you are watching the stream, guys, welcome in. Some of you are probably wondering who this friendly face is if you're new around here. My name's Hoppers. I'm regular commentator for Thursday Night Racing League for the PS4, guys. I've done it for now. This is probably now exactly my 6th, technically probably my 4th season. I did miss one season because of obviously work commitments, because I didn't know what was happening with work. I stepped down for a bit because I didn't know what was happening with work, and then I realised, well, work was working in my favour. So I came back into the commentary booth. Started season 1 halfway towards the end of that season, when that was happening with this guy Stefano Marchetto, who's on screen at the moment, leading the way and leading the championship. But yeah, so with Stefano Marchetto leading the championship at the time as he goes into pit lane, I jumped in for the world of commentary, and I've been doing commentary for other leagues previously. I enjoy it. I used to race in various championships on Xbox, and then of course PlayStation 4, but now I'm a commentator. I do miss the occasional race, but unfortunately I'm not quick as these guys. You know, it's something I'm not good at. Well, I am good at racing, but I'm not the best, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I've jumped in for the commentary and been here for quite some time, and I do enjoy it. The lads are a decent bunch. They're very respectful. I believe we do have, because we did have one guy drop out of the championship, I believe there is one more space to go. I'm not too sure, but I believe the PS5 lobby is full, and I believe we do have space for one driver, but we do have reserve drivers. But we shall see. But you know, people may say, well, there's space for you hoppers if you want to race. I don't want to race, you know. I want to watch the action unfold in the comfort without getting stressed and planning my strategy and planning my setup. So, you know, that's quite how it is. But you know, I don't mind the odd race if I do a race, but I prefer doing commentary. As you can see, pit lane's a bit full at the moment, but as Lemos goes through Cop's corner, gets it a bit sideways like I did. It's not the drift championship, pal, but you know, who knows. But there's a lot to take in for potential racing. You know, it's as long as you race clean and fair, that's all we ask for. You know, if you go smashing into people, then and it's kind of like Wreckfest, then go and play Wreckfest. That's all I say. But I'm sure these people are very respectful. I'm trying to figure out what JMR is going to be doing. Season 5 champion. He celebrated here a few weeks ago, where it was only, the championship was only decided by 1 point in it, and that's how close it got. And hopefully this season's exactly the same. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing what these guys are going to do. I believe Limitless, yeah, there we go, Limitless, and the Ferrari's currently 5th. You got Mambo, then of course Yuri's out on track trying to chase after Chris Allen, battling for AM class honours again this season, I believe. But I believe McIvor's not entered tonight, which is a bit unfortunate. I don't know whether he's racing this season. Be nice if McIvor does come back and race. I believe McIvor actually won the AM class title last season, and there's a few guys that are missing. So John and Joel Knox. John, I think, has decided to go PC, which is a bit unfortunate, because John was a very established racer. As Chris and Yuri have a bit of a kiss and a love tap there, as they both go through the back end of the circuit towards the completion of the lap. But it's going to be very close to see what happens time-wise this season, though. I believe it is getting closer and closer for lap times as well here at Silverstone. As I say, we head off to Laguna Seca after tonight in 2 weeks' time. So this time in 2 weeks we're at Laguna Seca, which I'm looking forward to for a stellar race. It is going to be an hour and 15-minute race there, as well as some interesting battles. But you know, coming up to 4 minutes to go with free practice, then we get into qualifying for round number 1 of season 6. Could be very interesting as EW gets behind Yuri during free practice, as Yuri tries to chase after Chris Allen, but he's got to contend with EW trying to get past him. But as I say, it could be very close to see what's going to happen, very close for comfort this evening. But yeah, I'm hoping next week they'll let me join just to do a lap of Laguna Seca, so give you guys a bit of a bird's eye view of Laguna Seca. Won't be doing onboard laps for every circuit, but I'll just be doing it for maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 of the circuits that we do have for Thursday Night Racing League. But yeah, as I say, it's good to be back in the comms box. I do miss it when I don't commentate, but sometimes, you know, commentating can get stressful, because especially when there's battles, you've got to focus on the battle. But when there's like say one or two battles on track, you know, okay, you've got Yuri and Chris at the moment sort of close together, but if this was a race situation and people spread out, and then you've got the battle like they are now, then, well, you've got the battle between Chris, Yuri, and then of course CW. Say if that was a battle in a race, you'd have to keep an eye on that, and then if there was another battle, you have to flip between the two, and it can get quite complicated. But it'd be nice to have two sets of eyes, you know what I mean? You know, it'd be nice to have like a different monitor and hook up a different monitor, or get a different PlayStation and then log into that one, and then log into this, and then have another monitor, and I could get two sets of both eyes. But that's not going to happen, because then you're watching one screen and not watching the main screen. But yeah, you know, I do, as I say, I do love doing the commentary for these guys. It's been a while as well. You know, we've got a few people that are missing. You know, it's a shame that Luke's not come back for season 6, but he's decided to go PC this year, which rightly so. You know, I think PC, this version of Assetto Corsa Competizione on PC is 10 times better, and it's going to be quite interesting to see what is going to happen. I'm just going to see what's happening on the TNRL Discord, because it seems to be going to be very close to see what's going to happen. But yeah, it's as I say, I do my absolute best to get this race covered for you guys, and you know, as I say, it's 30 seconds until but yeah, it's gonna be great to see what's gonna happen. But we do have now, of course, 2 minutes, two and a bit minutes to wait till we get ready for qualifying. So, what are we predicting then? What are we predicting tonight? I think we need to predict some interesting finishing positions. So I think the top 3 is going to be like Stefano Marchetto. He's second in free practice at the moment. You know, he's raced for quite some time in various machines, but I think he had a bet to go in an Audi for some bizarre reason. I think they were trying to actually also twist his arm and say go in the Jag, but I think he had none of it. Or even go in the Nissan GTR, if I remember rightly. But we'll see what happens very soon, because qualifying, 10 minutes of qualifying is underway very soon. He's probably thinking, that Bentley should be there where my car is. And that driver, the number 11 of Skyfu, should be in the Audi. But, you know, it is what it is, but let's go make sure I'm still heard. Yeah, I am. It's alright. I need to double check that I'm still heard, because, you know, got to make sure the voice is in check. As I say, an hour and 15 minutes of a racing tonight. Doesn't feel like it, but it is a long race. Qualifying is only 10 minutes. But then again, anything can happen. I believe when it gets to the sprint races, it is 10 minutes qualifying, I think, or 5 minutes, just to get each qualifying session in. So we are ready to go for qualifying then, as everyone gets ready to go and leave pit lane. It's going to be a very busy 10 minutes of qualifying. As you can see, the likes of Limitless and JMR, EW, Marmalotto. Yeah, so Stefano has gone out. You got Max has gone out as well. So quite a few guys are just still there. There's going to be a busy 10 minutes of qualifying then for these guys. But as I say, looking forward to what's going to happen. But as I say, it's still going to be a long 10 minutes of qualifying. There's like Future Revenge, Yuri, Lemos, Skyfu and GD Sport still in pit lane, but Skyfu's gone out, Yuri's gone out. So a few guys still in pit lane at the moment, probably just adjusting their setups and waiting for the track to clear, because it is quite busy at the moment. As we'll see exactly how close that's going to happen. Skyfu in the Bentley, the grey and yellow Bentley. Not too sure about the yellow back end of it though, but I must admit it's okay. It's a nice colour. As we get Limitless going up towards Vale now, but be very interesting then. So coming up to 8 minutes of qualifying left, so they're gonna probably get 1 or 2, maybe 3 flying laps in. All depends on obviously track limits, etc., and if they run wide. So they're on the out laps at the moment. I believe there will be a formation lap as well, so looking like they're getting warped into the tyres as they go down the Wellington Straight, which I don't want to do too much, because there has been some interesting smashes here at Silverstone in the past for the Thursday Night Racing League. I think the first time I actually commentated, it was either for Thursday Night Racing, I think it was season 2 when it actually rained, and I think there was quite a lot of issues. I remember JMR, not JMR, because JMR's the reigning champion. One of the other guys, he was in a Mercedes, I can't remember his name for the life of me. He spun off here and had issues and picked up so much damage. But yeah, it's quite an interesting session. I believe Future Revenge sits in pit lane for some bizarre reason. Not too sure why though. There's Limitless gets a bit crossed up, but Chris Allen there still about. He's actually doing quite well with that Mercedes-Benz, the MG machine. So the green machine, the green monster as I'm going to call it, because it's got a V8 in, so it is going to be quite an interesting lap. It's going to be very weird with the Audis and the Lamborghini, because they've both got the same engine, and then of course you've got the Porsches, and we've got Lemos about to probably break the beam. Is he, or was he on an out lap? I think he was on an out lap. Yeah, he was on an out lap. So that's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen with that. 6 minutes and 20 seconds left then of qualifying for round number 1 of season 6, believe it or not. Season 6, yes. How crazy is this? I've got Limitless coming through now. Where is he? He's currently coming through Woodcote. Oh, bit of contact between him and Stefano Marchetto in qualifying. Bits of contact between the pair of them there. Never expected that. This JMR goes at 158.9. Stefano Marchetto though, he was second, but he's now dropped down to third because Mambo's gone second. Bit mental as someone loses it at Cops. Oh, that's Chris Allen into the barrier at Cops Corner. You just hear the tyre squeal. Just got the end of that, but Peter goes 4th at the moment, so fair play. And Chris Allen's actually 5th fastest at the moment with Limitless there. But then you got DC Joe in, of course, 6th place at the moment in the Ferrari. So that's going to be very close. You've got then Skyfu up to third in the Bentley. So I'll tell you what, these Bentleys are looking very racy at the moment. So yeah, 5 minutes to go though, so you've got to get the laps in. Bare contact in qualifying between Limitless and of course Stefano Marchetto. That's a bit unheard of in qualifying from a four-time champion of Thursday Night Racing League. Stefano Marchetto may find himself in hot water with the stewards actually with that as well. But stewards are sat in the opposite room to me and probably thinking what's going on. But you know, maybe Stefano's just getting used to the Audi and trying to push it on, but well, who knows what's going to happen. He may actually escape punishment for that, but we'll see what the stewards decide to do. But looked a bit chaotic going into the last two turns of the lap. But 4 minutes left then, so we've got JMR on provisional pole position at the moment, trying to make amends for as EW actually pips him thereabouts to first place with a 157.5. So the Porsches, as I say, still very strong as they were in the closing rounds of the championship. And Stefano goes back up to second. So Mambo still stays third. JMR fell. JMR is still fourth at the moment in the 55 Ferrari. We'll see what happens with the likes of Skyfu then. Fifth fastest. Lemos. Oh, Lemos season runner up. Currently 14th at the moment. He's on an out lap, or he's actually endangered his lap. I think there's a yellow flag in that sector. But Lemos is 14th at the moment. That's a bit unfortunate. Chris Allen 8th. Yuri up into 5th then. Yuri's doing quite well in that Lamborghini. He's adapted very well. He said he needed to practice more around here, but I don't think he needs more practice. I think he's just trying to, you know, wind up the commentator. But I think, you know, he'll do well tonight if he stays there. Peter in 7th then, as I say, Chris in, of course, 8th at the moment. Thirsty Kawa, he is 9th. You got DC Joe in 10th, then got GD Sport in 11th, Limitless in 12th, Future Revenge 13th, and Lemos 14th at the moment, with around 2 minutes to go in qualifying then. So it's going to be a very close, interesting session as EW crosses the Formula 1 start-finish line, not the old finish line. But this is where it's going to get close for this evening. We already know what may happen. You know, it could be very close to C, as I say, with 2 minutes left in qualifying, with the likes of Mambo currently coming through the last corner now. He's gonna try and improve. Where did he go? Still stays third at the moment, but he's thereabouts. The 808 Bentley Continental GT, the black, silver and grey machine. Black, silver and grey, did I say? No, I meant black, silver and red machine. Come on hoppers, wake up mate. But yes, he is there, third at the moment, with JMR now in fourth at the moment. So his teammate Yuri behind him on the grid, so that could be a very interesting tactic between the pair of them. I believe Yuri's obviously still circulating. Poor old Lemos though, I feel sorry for Lemos because I think he's going to get caught in traffic with a minute to go though. That's going to be the... This could be... Is he on a lap? Oh, he's clipped that curb there and it nearly flipped him. He's got a 159 though, 0.0. Let's see where he does though. He's coming through the last two turns now, so this could be a very quick lap. He's got a bit of traffic ahead of him, but it's only one car though, so who knows. Let's have a look what he's about to do, because he's about to cross the line and he goes second, so it's Porsche 1-2 at the moment. So Lemos goes up into second, Stefano Marchetto down to third, Mambo down to fourth at the moment with 25 seconds to go on the clock. It's going to be very close this evening. I told you this qualifying session is going to be close. The racing's probably going to be closer. who knows what's going to happen as we do get ready for the all-important hour and 15-minute race of the first race of the season as well, as we get underway. But looking at Mambo, look, this could be a very interesting lap time. Where is he? He's he's abandoned that, gone into pit lane. So thought, right, I'm going to abandon that, slow the car down. Got to be careful. He's got to go into that pit lane limit. We've had a few drive-through penalties in the past with breaking the speed limit as well as track limit. So we don't want any of them. So Mambo is fourth, then Jermar in fifth, and he's got some work to do to try and get a race win and get his season up and running, because he is the reigning champion of Thursday Night Racing League, don't forget. And yeah, it is going to be very close to see what's going to happen. I believe there is a mandatory pit stop. Not too sure if it's for fuel and tyres or just fuel, but we'll figure it out as Lemos is there. He's got a bit of a lap time. He's got another clear bit of a track, so he could get provisional, but he could get pole position away from his teammate, because EW is on provisional pole position at the moment. Stefano Marchetto is third, but I think the stewards may be saying to him, or his crew chiefs will be saying to him, just be careful in qualifying in future. But I don't think it was intentional. I just think it was just because Stefano was trying to get past us there. Lemos goes there. As you can see, the roughly the 888 Bentley's actually my car that was I was racing with, but Slow Wolf is not taking part in qualifying, and he's not going to be taking part in the race either, which is a bit unfortunate. But we do have of course the guys on the grid then. So it is Lemos followed by EW. Not too sure if they're going to go onto a formation lap or they're just going to go from green. We'll soon figure it out. But you've got some quite interesting cars thereabouts now. So you got EW, Lemos, Stefano followed by Mambo. You got James followed by Yuri, which could be very interesting to see what's going to happen between these two, because you know, just looking at Lemos, you know, season runner-up in season 5, came on very strong towards the end of the season to try and put the stop to James winning the title. So it may be a formation lap to get going, and they do have one mandatory pit stop for fuel or tyres, I believe. So anything could happen. It's still we're a long way to go, so if anyone crashes out and gets damaged, they will have to obviously pit, but they can't afford to get too much damage and lose a lap round here, because it will be crucial. But yeah, it would have been good if I would join, but now I probably would be at the back of the grid, because I'm, as I say, average. But looking at what's going to happen then, so we've got some fast cars around the top 6 at the moment, maybe the top 7, just to get that out there. But who knows what's going to happen for round number 1 of season 6. But if you are watching the stream, guys, welcome in. It would be a massive help if you could subscribe to Thursday Night Racing League as well. The guys would appreciate a subscribe, and yeah, should be great to kickstart season 6 with a epic race. I'm looking forward to bringing you the action live and exclusive, but it's now ready. Race faces on as the cars come off the jacks, and we get ready for what could be a formation lap. Just making sure everyone is there about. I think we do have Nade, K&A Nade just join, so he is going to have to start from pit lane. He's missed the gun. I believe it is just go from go, I believe, just to have a look, but we'll have a look in a moment or two. But it looks like it is a formation lap, so, or is it? We'll find out in a minute. No, it's just go from go. So we do get the opening race up and running. And so who's going to get the jump in towards Cop's Corner? Is it going to be EW or is it going to be Stefano Marchetto? Could be very interesting to see what's going to happen. It looks like everyone's getting away through the first corner safely as we get through towards the opening complex. So through Maggots and Beckett's, the jury gets a bit crossed up in front of Skyfu. That's going to be a bit of very difficult for him, but as we can see, K&A need at the moment jumping. Who was that? Who was that coming offline there? Was that Peter? Yes, it was. It was Peter there, as the time screen throws a bit of a wobbler. But we'll just keep an eye on what's going on, because Stefano Marchetto up in second then between EW. He's going to have to seriously push on. This Audi is going to be probably thereabouts, but we're going to just see Nade's delivery quickly just to get the rough idea. He is joined. He's actually at the back of the grid at the moment, which is a bit unfortunate for him, but should be pushing on as EW gets away from Stefano Marchetto. Then with EW, the Porsches are going to be trying to push on, swamp that Audi R8, but you can see J Moore and of course Mambo trying to get neck and neck as we go towards near enough completion of the lap as James gets through on Mambo. What Stella moves straight away, but then that's going to be very careful. Oh, Mambo goes into the gravel, onto the dirt, almost takes Skyfu at the same time as Limitless gets past it. Mambo and Skyfu neck and neck, side by side down the Wellington Straight. This is going to be absolutely unreal. What is going to happen? Yuri's dropped back a bit as Mambo tries to brake to try and get past Skyfu to both Bentleys, neck and neck still, side by side into Lovefield. This could be very close between the pair of them, but this is exactly what I mean about these battles. As Chris Allen goes a bit wide off the exit of Woodcote, but could be very close between the likes of these guys going into turn number one into Cop's Corner, but Stefano Marchetto is still holding on for dear life at the moment. Let's have a look what's happening further back, but Skyfu's trying to get away from Mambo. Mambo's trying to push on still. What else is happening? Future Revenge and the other Bentley, the 574 Bentley, still 14th. GD Sport 13th at the moment, with Nade still thereabouts in of course 15th at the moment, with JMR up to 3rd. Limitless is still there, but you got Mambo and of course Skyfu neck and neck, still neck and neck and side by side at the moment as well. This is absolutely good showing from these guys. Brilliant stuff. The opening lap was absolutely unreal, but we've got EW trying to get away from Stefano Marchetto. Stefano is right on the gearbox of that Porsche. Go on board with Stefano, trying to back out of it. What is he thinking? What is going through his head to try and get past the Porsche of EW for the time being? We'll just throw the helicam up as we get Lemos joining that battle as well. Look at the train of cars that is happening here, with the likes of course Mambo's dropped down to 7th as Skyfu is still 6th at the moment, but this is absolutely unreal. You know, Lemos is still there in 3rd at the moment, with of course Stefano still in 2nd of that Audi to the Porsche sandwich at the moment. Must be a very tasty Porsche sandwich if Stefano Marchetto's in it, because he's obviously trying to push on and get past EW for a race lead. But I'll tell you what, it's going to look very good. We'll just go back to the battle between Skyfu and Mambo at the moment. This could be a stellar battle between the pair of them, the two Bentleys. As we've got an hour and 11 minutes to go. Then he said a minute and 11 minutes to go. I nearly got me tongue tied there, but it looks like Mambo's trying to push on. What's happening further up? It looks like Stefano trying to still push on. Yeah, he's still trying to push on. You got Yuri and of course Peter having a bit of battle. So oh, who was that? Skyfu's gone off there. It's got to be careful, because he had a bit of trouble with Mambo, because Mambo's got past him. But looks like Skyfu's dropped back as Mambo now on the attack of that Ferrari of Limitless. Could be a very interesting over to, oh, he's done it, but pushes Limitless back a bit. Got to be careful, and I'll tell you what, Limitless is all over the back of that Bentley. It's almost like the two grey and black machines and yellow machines are trying to hold off, or trying to get past. Mambo's trying to get past them with ease. Stefano Marchetto still in second place at the moment. I'll try and give everyone airtime as much as I can, but it looks like Mambo is trying to get away from Limitless at the moment. Firstly, Bakawa is trying to Buka, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'll try and not butcher the names, but chasing after Yuri. And then you got Skyfu still there, DC Joe in 10th, and Future Revenge in 11th, GD Sport, and of course 12th, Silverbeard. Oh, Chris Allen's got off there. It's looking like he's got a bit of damage there. I don't know whether he's had a bit of a knock, but then you've also got Nade in 14th, and then Peter. Oh, Peter's down in 15th at the moment. That's not going to do his credentials any good. JMR at the moment still in 4th. Then what's happening with, of course, Limitless and of course Mambo still battling at the moment. This could be another quick battle, but Stefano Marchetto gets under threat. Or is he in the race lead? Or yes, EW's had a mistake at Cop's corner. It looks like that Stefano Marchetto now takes the race lead. Won't be long before Stefano was going to get into the race lead, I guarantee you this. But it is going to be very close to see what's going to happen between the pair of them. There's a yellow flag somewhere. Try to figure it out. Oh, Skyfu's gone around. Skyfu's having a bit of a nightmare racing that Bentley. Didn't see exactly what happened though, because there's a battle between first and second still between Lemos and Stefano Marchetto with an hour and 8 minutes to go though. It's still a long way to go, as I say. Always a long way to go in this race as Lemos gets alongside Stefano Marchetto. Stefano's got to be careful with track limits. He's had a few track limits, drive-through penalties in the past, and he can't afford to have any on the opening race of the season. I'll tell you that for next to nothing. But it's going to be very close to see what's going to happen between these two, the Audi and Porsche. Getting alongside each other, the 24 versus the 4 car. This is going to be very close indeed. We'll go on board with Lemos. I'll tell you what, we will actually go on board with Lemos going down the Wellington Straight. This is where Stefano Marchetto knows what to do, but it is a dry circuit at the moment. But as we can see, Lemos literally trying to push on, but that is going to be quite a sensational battle between the two of them. If we get thereabouts, as Mambo tries to push away from Limitless, yes he does. Yuri's still there. Bakawa is there. Then you've got DC Joe, then you've got, of course, Future Revenge, GD Sport, then of course Skyfu, and then of course Nade, and then of course Chris Allen, and then of course Peter at the rear of the field. But at the moment I need to concentrate on this battle between the likes of Momolotto and of course Lemos. This could be a battle of the kings of Thursday Night Racing League from last season. I know we've got James in, who's the reigning champion in 3rd place at the moment. You can see him in shot with EW also chasing him. This could be a battle. First and second, third and fourth are having a bit of battle. But Lemos is trying to get past Stefano Marchetto. There was a bit of issues between Lemos and Yuri first time around last season when we came here first of all, before the servers decided to go down. But hopefully at the moment that does not happen for tonight, because if it does, it's not going to be brilliant for the first race of the season. But Stefano Marchetto then holding on for dear life at the moment from Lemos. Then you've got, of course, James and of course EW still battling. So the battle for 3rd and 4th is also brewing. Good to see what's going to happen between the first, second and third and fourth battles. But Stefano is still trying to hold on for dear life in that Audi as he gets a bit crossed up there. But to tell you what, Lemos hasn't given up as Stefano kicks up a bit of dirt there, but this could be very interesting to see what's going to happen. You've got Limitless still trying to push on. Oh, there's a bit of squeal of tyres there. Not too sure who that was from, but looks like Yuri's trying to catch up as well, but it's getting very close. I'll try and go through the battles and go through the field as well, but at the moment then it looks like we've got Lemos trying to push on in the Porsche, the 24 Porsche, the red, green and black Porsche, trying to put Stefano under a hell of a lot of pressure now. He is literally putting Stefano on so much pressure. Stefano does not know what to do. Well, he does know what to do, but he probably doesn't at the moment, probably thinking, need to get this car out my mirrors. But you can just see the Porsche trying to push on. The Porsches do come on strong around here at Silverstone, but you can see JMR and of course EW pushing on for third and fourth respectively, and then you've got of course Limitless and then Yuri still trying to push on for dear life. So we've got an hour and 4 minutes left, so we're not even at the halfway stage yet either. This race, it could be a very entertaining race between the likes of Lemos and Stefano Marchetto. Lemos goes for the move. He actually goes for the move, thinks about it. He's trying to switch back. He's trying to get the cut back on Stefano Marchetto. Stefano's Audi is on course to try and push on. He's literally trying to push away, but you can just see exactly what's happening between the likes of Stefano and of course Lemos at the moment. Lemos, season 5 runner-up after a stellar season between him and JMR, but Stefano Marchetto, multiple champion of Thursday Night Racing League, wants to kickstart season 6 with a win. Still got a long way to go, as I say, an hour and 3 minutes to go. VW trying to get past James at the moment. He's still there, but he's got past James. Yeah, he's got past James. Didn't see that. He's got can't get my words out now. Got past James for third at the moment, with Mambo still there. Limitless. Oh, Limitless has lost it at Copse Corner. Around the Ferrari, goes into the gravel. That was a bit unfortunate for Limitless, but you know, he got of course Lemos trying to push on as the yellow flags are still out. I think Limitless is actually still off the road, is he? Or was it someone else? Hard to tell, but it's hard to tell with the map, because the map doesn't exactly grow any bigger for me to have a look at. But as Lemos tries to get past Stefano Marchetto, then still trying to chase him down. I'll just try and get the map up for a moment or two just to figure out where people are on the track. But Stefano Marchetto then holding on for dear life from of course Lemos at the moment. Look back from Stefano's Audi, you can just see how grey the clouds are at the moment. There's no threat of rain, but looks like Stefano's going to try and get away from Lemos as best as he can, as we throw the helicam up for what could be a fantastic battle between these two at the moment, with EW third, then James fourth at the moment, with Mambo fifth, Yuri sixth, Pakawa in of course seventh. Then you got Limitless in eighth, then Future Revenge ninth, Skyfood 10th, GD Sport. I think GD Sport and Limitless are teammates, I believe. It might, Skyfood may be also part of that team. You got DC Joe, then of course Nade, and then of course Captain Slow, aka Peter, and then of course Chris Allen rounding up the field. But I'll tell you what, with an hour to go in this race, it's going to hot up with an hour to go. These guys must be sweating in their cockpits, you know, inside the cockpit of the Audi. Stefano Marchetto then, multiple champion, season 4 champion. Unlucky to miss out on season 5, but he's in a different machine this season as well. He's in an Audi R8 instead of the the faithful Bentley, or the Boatley as he calls it, when it rains. But we'll see what he calls the Audi this year when it rains. Well, this season, should I say. But an hour to go then in this race. It's looking likely we could be in for some great moves, and looking likely Bakawa and of course Limitless trying to get past the Audi with an hour left to go. With this could be very close between these guys as well. But as the Ferrari gets past the Audi with pleasure, it's one of them. It's looks like it could be very interesting. But Stefano Marchetto, as Chris Allen goes into pit lane, has he had some damage? He's actually a lap down as well. Has he had damage, or is he just doing his mandatory pit stop? I'll try and find out. Yeah, it looks like he's picked up some damage there from the earlier incidences, but it's going to put him a lap down. As I say, no, it's what you don't really want. It's a lap down in the early stages. He's still got an hour to go. It's a long way to go, with Lemos trying to still get past Stefano Marchetto. Then you've got, of course, Mambo and, of course, Yuri. But looking what's happening behind. But Lemos is still trying to get past Stefano Marchetto. But Stefano races like a madman. He's probably had plenty of pasta and spaghetti and pizza and all nice Italian food to get him raced. He's probably racing off that lasagna. I don't mean that as offence, by the way. I just, I'm trying to do it as a bit of a joke, but he's probably trying to push on. But to see how quick Lemos is getting that line out of Maggots and Beckett's now going board with Lemos. But be interesting to see what he can do, try to get past that Audi. He's got the lights on to say, right, I mean business. But we'll soon figure it out. But Stefano breaks a bit late. Oh, that was nearly close. That was nearly into the back of the Audi. Stefano nearly got harpooned into the shadow realm. But that looks like, Stefano's still got it under control. But Chris Allen has done his mandatory. He may have to do another pit stop though, because it may not count as his mandatory, but it says it has. But all depends on what he's doing for strategy wise. But we'll soon find out exactly what's going to happen between Lemos and Stefano Marchetto. These two have had their battles over the season, in Season 5. James still in 4th at the moment, so Season 5 champion. Still 4th at the moment, with Mambo in 5th, then Yuri 6th, Limitless in 7th, and Bakawa in, of course, 8th, and Future Revenge in 9th, Skyfu in, of course, 10th, then GD Sport, then Nade, and then, of course, DC Joe in 13th, so Nade's 12th. Peter in 14th, and then of course Chris Allen 2 laps down in 50th place at the moment, which is a bit unfortunate for of course Chris at the moment. Chris is probably thinking, what have I got to do to get some luck this season, as Stefano Marchetto is still kicking up the dirt, probably throwing dirt in Lemos's face and probably saying, mate, eat my dust. As Lemos, has he had an issue? Is he spun or is he stalled? He looks like he's had a bit of an issue there. It's dropped him down to 3rd at the moment. That's a bit unfortunate. There's something going on at the moment. Looks like there's a bit of an issue, because it flashed up red on one of the server statistics. Looks like we could be in for a bit of a keeping an eye on that. It's a bit worrying when you see stuff like that and you think, well, is it affecting the race? But that's now allowed Stefano Marchetto with a comfortable gap at the moment, with EW in 3rd then at the moment. Could be very interesting to see what's going to happen, because with that happening, it's very difficult whether it's affecting, whether the server's just having a bit of a moment. But Lemos looked like he had a bit of an issue and stalled the car or something, because there wasn't any contact when we saw. But James is now 4th then, with Mambo still in 5th. Yuri still 6th at the moment, with Limitless still there. Bikawa in 8th and Future Revenge in 9th. Skyfu and GD Sport are 10th and 11th. Nade 12th. TC Joe in, of course, 13th. Peter in 14th. Catching up to the Ferrari with great speed and knots. We're not talking boat speed, but could be very interesting. But Chris Allen 2 laps down, could be soon 3 if he's not careful. So Stefano Marchetto goes through Maggots and Beckett's on the dirt. It looks like he's got a comfortable lead now, so you know he's got around 54 minutes to go in this race, as the likes of Lemos and EW are almost chasing each other. Well, Lemos is chasing EW, should I say, for 2nd place at the moment. He's trying to get back up into 2nd so then he can chase after, of course, Stefano Marchetto. But bit of a weird one that was when we went to see what happened. But EW closes the door on his fellow car. I don't know whether they're teammates, but seems to be a bit of a very close action packed at the moment, with the likes of EW and Lemos still holding on for dear life. We'll just keep an eye on the battle between the 2 Porsches at the moment then, as EW goes wide there. He goes a heck of a lot wider than Lemos would, but that's allowed Lemos back into 2nd, unless they're playing the team game. It's hard to tell, as I say, with Thursday Night Racing League, but I don't think there is teams this season. But it could be very interesting to see what happens, as Stefano Marchetto has a 10.7 gap now from Lemos, so that's going to be very interesting, as Stefano is leading the race with around 53 minutes to go in this race. Still a long way to go, still a very long way to go in this race. But I'll tell you what, JMR in 4th at the moment, with the likes of EW and Lemos still pushing on, as EW looks like the Porsches are slightly struggling at the moment around here as well, because it looked like when Lemos was trying to push after Stefano, he got the memento or the momentum, but at the moment it looks like since he had that, whatever the issue was, it seems to have hampered him a bit. But a bit of a gap between Yuri and Mambo. Then of course you've got Limitless, Bikawa, then of course Future Revenge, and then Skyfu. Looking at what's happening here for a very close battle for 9th and 10th in the Bentleys. Could be very interesting, as Skyfu, no it's not, Future Revenge, I do apologise. Future Revenge has gone off. It seems that something is going on at the moment, because it looked like it dropped a few frames as well then. But I hope there's no issues, but could be alright, but maybe it's just where things are at the moment. I don't understand what all these things mean, but Stefano Marchetto with a comfortable gap then between himself and Lemos, with JMR now and of course Mambo. They're all trying to catch up to each other, but could be very close as we go. Just trying to figure out the cameras. Should know the cameras by now, but looks like Mambo's trying to catch up to JMR at the moment, with Yuri still 6th, Limitless in 7th, then of course Bikawa in 8th, then got Skyfu, and of course Future Avenger now catching back up to the grey and yellow Bentley Continental GT. Now of course you've got GD Sport, then of course Nade in a very funky liveried Porsche. Now of course DC Joe, then of course Peter catching up to that Ferrari, still slowly but surely. 15 minutes to go then in round number 1 for season 6 of Thursday Night Racing League. Should be a good, not towards the, not even halfway yet, as I say, not even halfway off the race, but Chris Allen orders the car off. That is the 90. Ooh. Where is that? Ooh. Limitless has gone off at Cop's corner. Got to be careful. Don't know what's happened there to Limitless. Looks like he's got a bit of an issue. Is he? What's he doing? Because oh, he's retired. He's retired. Limitless has gone. That is a bit unfortunate. He's retired from the race. I hope this isn't going to be a start of issues for people. But he's gone, so we're down to 14 runners. There's Stefano Marchetto then. He sat in the middle of the circuit. Did Limitless. Well, sat on the entry to Cops, which didn't really help. Was Lemos is there. EW, of course, JMR still there. Mambo, Yuri, Bakawa. Then you've got Skyfu, Future Revenge, and GD Sport. And of course, Nade. And then of course DC Joe, and then of course Peter's still trying to catch up. Chris Allen's still 2 laps down though in the Mercedes AMG, unfortunately. But 49 minutes to go then. Still a bit of a way to go though in this race, and it's not really many majorly battles, but we do have a bit of a battle between Skyfu and Future Revenge. Still, I believe GD Sports not far off, but as we hear a lot of tyre squeal from Bakawa's Audi at the moment, but it's a bit unfortunate to find out. We'll try and find out exactly what's happened to, of course, Limitless, because I did see there was a bit of an issue, but whether that was because he spun into Cops, because that's twice he's done that in this race, but looks like the Ferrari's had a bit of an issue, or it just couldn't get going. But Stefano Marchetto then probably really enjoying his race out front. He's probably thinking 10.5 gap is what I need. But the alien Stefano Marchetto still leads the race though, but see what's happening further back. But it's like Skyfu's trying to catch up onto the LDR rate of Bakawa. Could be, or Buka. If I pronounced the names wrong, I do apologise as per usual. You know, some people are new to me, but we'll see what happens for the time being as Skyfu tries to chase down the 67 LDR rate LMS, but got I think that's the LDR rate Evo, as I know Yuri's in the Evo Evolution Lamborghini Huracan, but could be very interesting to see what happens. 47, just tipped by 47 minutes remaining, but anything can happen in this race. It already has happened, and there is a bit of a battle brewing between the likes of DC Joe and Peter, trying to push away or try and push up as Nade tries to get away from these guys. KNA Nade there into the Grand Prix loop, but could be very careful as Mambo is still in 5th and Lemos still there. Stefano Marchetto looking what he's doing at the moment. He's obviously in control of this race, with probably thinking, well, we're near enough to halfway mark very soon, and it's going to be very close to see what's going to happen, because you know James is currently still there as we speak, in 4th, but Mambo's catching him with great speed in that Bentley, the 808 Bentley Continental GT. And go on board with Mambo. Let's go on board with the Bentley, trying to chase after the reigning champion of Season 5. James is probably thinking, what have I got to do to get another championship under my belt? But at the moment it could be very carefully, because he's got to try and push away from the likes of this person on screen, Mambo. But who knows what's going to happen? Halfway stage isn't far away now, but it's going to be very close to try and pick out what's going to happen, because you know, Stefano Marchetto is leading the race, and he's probably thinking, oh, this is how I want it. So we're on board with Mambo going in towards, not Maggots and Beckett's, going into Luffield and Woodcote. But this is where it could be very careful between the likes of JMR and of course Mambo. At the moment there's yellow flag, there was a yellow flag somewhere in one of the sectors, but it's been withdrawn. But you got DC Joe trying to push on away from Peter at the moment. Still thereabouts as Nate goes there. GD Sport is about there. Skyfu, Skyfu's got through on Bikawa or Buka. Then you've got, of course, Future Revenge now, so it's got kind of swapped over there. But trying to see what's going on with Mambo and James at the moment, as our weather reporter is saying it's still going to be dry for the remainder of the race, but it still looks like it could be threatening rain now. But who knows what's going to happen? The track won't be wet enough if it did rain to go on to wet, but you can just see how close Mambo is getting towards James. EW's actually also in the frame. These guys are going to catch up to EW. Excuse me. But around 44 minutes to go in this race then, as we get ready for what could be a close last half hour of the race very soon. But looking at the likes of Mambo at the moment trying to push up to James. James is holding on for dear life in that Ferrari. He's probably thinking, reigning champion, but I've got a fast Bentley Continental GTs. He's probably thinking, I'm sick of the Bentleys, because I remember Stefano Marchetto racing me really hard in a Bentley last year. But could be very close to see what is going to happen. Stefano, however, as the gap is actually dropped, it's dropped now, as Stefano made a mistake, or as Lemos just caught him back up. It's dropped to, it was like 10 point summit, but then it's now dropped to the, sorry, can't even get my words out, dropped to 1.9 of a second now. That's absolutely insane. There's JMR and of course Mambo still battle. Mambo's actually getting very close to that Ferrari now into Cop's corner as we speak. We'll see what's happened to so it looks like it's going to be very close to see what's happening, because it's all or nothing between Mambo and James at the moment, as Lemos is still trying to catch up to Stefano Marchetto. Stefano's trying to grow that gap. I think Stefano actually had a bit of an issue then, because if he's had an issue for the gap to come down very quickly and very rapidly, then some obviously gone on, as Mambo literally is driving the wheels off that Bentley Continental to try and get past this Ferrari JMR at the moment. JMR goes a bit deep into that corner. Not very difficult though, but I'm still on board with Mambo. Mambo's trying to push on for dear life. This could be a quick sort of a blast. Track limits for 28 for the drive-through penalty for track limits. That is Chris Allen. That's a bit unfortunate for Chris, with being how many laps down in this race. He's got a drive-through penalty now for track limits. That's not going to help. Just flashed up on our screens. We're still on board with Mambo, trying to get past, of course, JMR. JMR literally driving the wheels off that Ferrari to try and escape from this Bentley Continental that we're on board with. But yes, it's getting a bit frantic as JMR tries to go one way and go another, but it looks like Skyfu's gone into pit lane. Yes, he has, doing his 133 pit stop, probably at the halfway stage of the race now, was Stefano Marchetto. As Skyfu joins in front of this battle, he's got to be careful. Oh, he does very well to adhere to the blue flags, which that's probably now hampered Lemos a bit though. Yes, it has, because he's trying to decide one way, but it's not actually delayed him as much, but could be a bit tasty towards the end of this bit of a stint, but we'll soon figure it out as JMR gets a bit loose out of Maggots and Beckett's now down towards the Hangar Straight, but this is where into Stowe then. But they'll be very close to see what happens as Skyfu in the 13th, and of course Chris Allen in the 14th. Bucher goes into pit lane then, so that's going to be another pit stop. But they've only got to do one mandatory pit stop as Mambo and James are still battling. Mambo's right on the gearbox for that Ferrari just about as we go into shot, but with around 30, coming up to 39 minutes remaining, we're still not even at the halfway stage, but you know, it's still a long way to go. It's what fascinates me with Thursday Night Racing League is Mambo's flashing the lights at James saying, oh come on, bit of a distraction here mate. As Chris Allen's drive-through penalty is now cleared for track limits. He's probably thinking what a disaster this evening's been. But we're on board with, of course, Mambo at the moment, still trying to get past JMR. JMR's a bit slow out of Lovefield at the moment into Woodgate. A bit slow there, but still fourth at the moment in this race. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be pretty exciting towards the end of the stint when we get to the halfway mark. But just see what's going to happen as Mambo gets a bit wide into Cop's corner. Got to be careful going far too wide over there, because go far too wide over there too much, you get a track limit abuse. But the guys will know exactly how it runs. But you know, you can just see what's happening. What's happening with the gap for first and second? It's 2.5 seconds. So 2.5 seconds with the likes of Skyfu and of course Bucher. They're battling for 13th and 12th at the moment. Well, 13th and 12th, yeah. But I don't think the timer screen's actually updated. It's throwing a wobbler at me again. As it always does, as Mambo still trying to chase after JMR. JMR's like, got to escape from that Bentley. It's not going away any quicker. It's not. But it seems that JMR's got the squirt of that Ferrari to try and literally now push up where he wants to be. So we're now halfway. So we're halfway stage now with 37 minutes of racing to go as DC Joe goes into pit lane. So 37 minutes halfway then. Halfway home then. So Nade's gone into pit lane as well. I think Nade's just crawling down pit lane as Lemos goes into pit lane and Stefano Marchetto. They actually, race leaders are in. Lemos actually got past Stefano Marchetto that lap. I didn't see that because I was too busy looking what was going on between Mambo and JMR. So the race leaders, top two in the race, are in. EW's gone in as well. Mambo's gone in. That's gifted JMR the race lead then. This could be an exciting end to the race, ladies and gents. So it looks like there's going to be some interesting. I think yeah, DC Joe goes out, Nade's still there. So people yet to take a pit stop then are of course JMR, who leads the race. Then you got Yuri, then you got Future Revenge, Peter, and then GD Sport, sorry. But we've got 36 minutes to go then. JMR probably thinking, yes. Well, Lemos gets out of the pit lane quicker than Stefano Marchetto. No, Stefano's just coming through out of pit lane. Oh, this is going to be close. As Mambo comes out of pit lane. Yes, he's out of pit lane in what could be 6th place at the moment for the Bentley Continental driver. So that is looking likely. We could be. It's now Yuri's up into 2nd though, so this could be hopefully a quick pit stop from the JMR team, as well as Yuri. But Yuri could be on for a good podium finish here if he keeps it together, as long as the faster guys don't catch them up. But I have a feeling they will. Lemos, you know, the Porsche seems to do very well around here. As Nade's still in pit lane. Has he got issues? That Porsche is still in pit lane. It's obviously got a bit of a problem. JMR still pushing on. He's still leading the race from his teammate Yuri. YBR the Dutchman. But it could be very interesting to see what happens. Lemos is still there. Yuri is on. Yuri's doing very well. Oh, Yuri actually goes into pit lane, so that's going to give Lemos potentially second place, will it? Of course, Stefano Marchetto maybe third, depending on if Yuri gets out of pit lane very quickly, because Stefano's only coming through Priory and Brooklands at the moment. This could be tense. This could be tense. Yuri's probably thinking, no, I was going to do very well, but he stops in his box. Gotta be careful. Lemos is coming through Cop's Corner now, yes, so that's gifted him second. Yuri drops down to, potentially drops down to fourth at the moment. Could be soon fifth. No, it can't be, because Future Revenge goes into pit lane. So Mambo is there. EW also close behind. Yuri, yeah, Yuri's going to be dropping a bit back. There's a yellow flag, I think, in sector 1, but still yet to find out, as Stefano Marchetto goes down the hanger straight. All track limits though for EW. Oh, EW's got a track limit drive-through penalty. This is now going to spice it up. One of the potential race winners of the race is got a drive-through penalty for track limits. That is not going to help him. That is, I'm going to repeat, it is not going to help him. But that is probably going to push him to where he wants to be, though. And Future Revenge is, it's not Future Revenge. I do apologise. It's Peter that's in front of Yuri. It's because so many green cars. But yes, EW now with a track limit drive-through penalty hanging over him. He's going to be kicking. He will be kicking himself. He will be definitely kicking himself, because that's the thing you don't want. You don't, as I say, you don't want penalties, and you don't want to take. You know, you don't. Obviously, you got to take them, because otherwise you get disqualified. But you don't want to do that, especially in an hour and 15-minute race, because, as I say, it's still a long ways to go. But 32 minutes left. You know, it's still a bit of a challenge. Stefano in third, then Mambo fourth. EW is now here in fifth place, getting a bit loose through Priory and Brooklands. Will he take his drive through this time round, or is he gonna just wait for a bit? No, I think he's gonna take it. Yeah, you do right taking it on the lap you get it as well, because always got to be careful. Right onto, slams the anchors on, right. But you got Yuri. Yuri's going to be like, well, where's EW going to come out of? Because we're going to have to keep an eye on him. As Yuri's probably going to overtake him this time around, because if you look at it, yes, he has. He's overtaken him as EW just goes out of pit lane as the drive-through now is cleared. So it's going to be very spot on between. Peter's still there. He's got to do a mandatory pit stop as GD Sport into pit lane. We're 31 minutes to go then. It's where it's going to be all or nothing between these guys. I think we do have a lot of interest to see what's going to happen. But Yuri is fifth at the moment, and James is still out leading the race then, with Peter yet to be the only one to take his pit stop, mandatory pit stop. But it looks like Nade, I think he had damage, so he's got to take his he's got to take his pit stop, which may potentially push him down as GD Sports still in pit lane. Not really many battles galore at the moment, is there? Because got the likes of Peter and of course Yuri and EW probably thereabouts. Chris Allen, I feel sorry for Chris, he's 13th at the moment, but hopefully he fights back strong with 30 minutes to go then in this race. But there's a lot that's going to happen, and as I say, anything can happen in this race, anything can happen. But looking likely at the moment with the likes of Lemos still holding on for second at the moment, with James still there in the race lead. Then he's got to take his mandatory pit stop. He's probably going to leave it to kind of sort of the last minute though, or the last couple of seconds. You can't leave it to the last couple of seconds because it'll disqualify him for not taking it. But could be very quick to see what happens between the pair of them. But as you can see here, that Lemos is still in second, Stefano Marchetto third. As Mambo's Bentley twitches quite a bit. It's a bit, I don't know whether he's got lag issues or whether he's just, or it's just my eyes, I don't really know. But we'll have a look at what's happening in a moment or two, whether that's going to rectify. But Stefano Marchetto is still holding on for third place at the moment, with Lemos still there in second. James is doing very well to come here as a season champion, to come and hopefully get a race win this evening, as Peter still has to do his mandatory pit stop. He's got EW close behind him as we go through what is the Grand Prix loop, but they're both trying to take it. Oh, EW tries to get alongside Peter, does very well indeed to keep that clean. Good overtake by the Porsche driver there. But Mambo at the moment seems to be okay. It seems to, I think he's just twitching. It just seems the CPU's a bit down on there, but I think it's roughly exactly, it's sorted itself out now, so it should be okay for the rest of the race. But yes guys, if you're watching the stream, please do like and subscribe to Thursday Night Racing League. If you're wondering who this is, it is the friendly face of Hoppers, and as I say, this is round number 1 of season 6 here at the home of the British Grand Prix, Silverstone. As James goes a bit wide out of the corner before the Wellington straight. I can't remember exactly what it was, but Peter goes into pit lane then, so in the Bentley comes in then. Last of the 2 remaining. Oh, we've got a car off at trying to figure out where that is, and I'm trying to figure out who it is. It looks like it was 75, I think. Was it? No, it wasn't. I hate it when, you know, because I have to have the map so small. I can't just get it quick enough to find out where the yellow flag is. But 26 minutes remaining in this race then. It's going to be very close between the likes of Lemos and of course James, but James is probably going to go as Peter comes out of pit lane. Just had a nade, but nade's probably a lot down now, so he's KNA nade, yes, he's thereabouts, but Bucher up into 8th, and a very good showing from Bucher in the Audi R8. So Yuri's still in 5th place then in the number 5 Lamborghini Huracan, but that's okay because DC Joe's not part of position, so I sort of do apologise. Yuri's actually 6th. The timing screen decided to say that Yuri was 5th. Don't do this to me, timing screen. But JMR still leading a race then. Leading the race after the top two went into pit lane. That's Stefano Marchetto and of course Lemos, as Stefano is still trying to push on. There's yellow flag somewhere. We can try and figure out. 76, that is DC Joe. He's actually pulled off at Priory there, which is going to go grass cutting. It's going to bring a lot of grass onto the circuit, but it's probably the best place to park in 12th place, but who knows what's going to happen there. But fair play to JMR though. JMR, reigning champion of Thursday Night Racing League, pushing on for dear life now, as my TV's about to turn itself off. If no, it's not, because I've just got the remote just in time. But Lemos is there in second and Stefano Marchetto still third, so this could be very close to see what's going to happen between a lot of these drivers at Mambo still there in fourth, then EW in fifth, then followed by Yuri in sixth. There you go, Yuri sixth, Skyfu seventh. Yuri could be seventh if he's not careful, because Skyfu in the Bentley's catching him up slightly. We've gone board with the Bentley, as he's got bright yellow gloves as well to match his wing mirrors, which looks very nice indeed. But we've got around coming up to 23 minutes remaining of the race. I'll tell you what, it's been quite a very close race tonight, but I have a feeling, I'm going to say this now, I have a feeling that James is going to take the race win, because he's got that gap. He's got a 25.8 gap between himself and Lemos at the moment, which seems to be a bit reasonable. But where is Lemos? Oh, Lemos is coming through onto the Formula 1 start-finish line, and James is going down the Wellington Straight, so that may be okay. Just looking at the graphics at the moment, I don't know whether the graphics is because they've got lights on, or whether they're personal best or whatever with the yellow and green things. Just try to figure it out. I wish I knew what that actually meant. JMR going through Copston. I tell you what, reigning champion, stellar job. But it could be the fact is where they are on the sector or tyre wear, or it could be, I'll have to try and figure it out, because we'll see exactly how that's going to push on. But Mambo at the moment in, that's not Mambo, that was EW. What am I doing? But Mambo's still fourth, sliding about, but should be fine with that, as Nade gets lapped by poor old Lemos. I didn't mean poor old Lemos. Lemos is lapping Nade, so poor old Nade gets lapped by Lemos. That's what that's what I meant. Is Stefano Marchetto still third at the moment, so he's done a very stellar job to still stay in the top three of the race, with Yuri still in sixth at the moment, with Skyfu trying to catch him up. Skyfu in the Bentley Continental, so it's Bentley in fourth, seventh, 8th and 10th at the moment. But 21 minutes to go then in this race. It's just going to be quite interesting how this race may finish. You know, I've got faith that James is probably thinking, right, 20.9 is the gap, got to try and work it out for his strategy. But he's got 20 minutes to go. I'll tell you what, I've been impressed by what's happened. I know some of the stuff maybe have been a bit touch and go, but Chris Allen up to 12th now after a bit of a disappointment for him. He's probably going to be thereabouts. I think the likes of Yuri's going to be there. It could be that they're either on the personal best, or it's where they're trying to understand what the bars are at the side. But I know the ones with the 1 and the green are mandatory, but the ones next to the car manufacturer, I'm trying to figure out what that is. But I'll figure it out another day. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen for JMR then. Is he going to be pushing on? Because he seems to be pushing on quite well with the likes of Lemos still there at the moment, but we know how JMR likes to race. He's a very feisty racer indeed. The gaps are coming down. His gap's coming down now. He's got to push on, because if he doesn't push on, he will lose the lead of the race, and I don't think he wants to do that. But he's got around 19 minutes, and anything can happen in 19 minutes. So Stefano's still 3rd then, Mambo's still 4th, EW 5th, Yuri's still 6th, Skyfu 7th, Future Revenge in 8th, Buka in of course 9th, then of course Peter 10th, GD Sport in 11th, Chris Allen 12th, DC Joe in 13th, and of course Nade 14th. But it's a bit of a shame that we've lost Limitless, but you know, 14 drivers still, as James now comes in to take his mandatory pit stop. Oh, I thought he's gonna kill that time, but he's gonna. But I'll tell you what, this is now going to allow Lemos to get into the race lead. So the runner-up of last season, or the bridesmaid as people call it, in of course now 1st place for the race. That is gonna. JMR has got to be. He's gone in right at the end. He's going to be shooting himself, because he's probably thinking, no, Stefano's got through as well. Oh no, this is going to be a bit of a disaster. Unless something happens between Stefano and Lemos, the JMR will get back into the race lead. But 18 minutes to go in this race. But that's allowing. Lemos has actually got through, so you know, it could be very close as JMR actually comes out of pit lane. So he's currently still 3rd, so still good showing from the reigning champion, to be fair. But you know, I think he should have when that gap came down, I think it was thereabouts. Mambo's still 4th, then EW 5th, Yuri's still there in 6th, then followed by Skyfluke, then Future Revenge, Buka, then of course Captain Slow, then GD Sport, then of course Chris, followed by DC Joe, then of course Nade. Nade's still got to take his mandatory pit stop. However, maybe that's something that may be a glitch though, because it has happened before, as a car has gone off, or keeps going off, in front of Lemos and kicking up the dirt. But Lemos has still got the lights on. I believe it's DC Joe, yes it is. That is no, it's not, it's Buka. I do apologise. The cars, because the cars are the same sort of colour. But yes, it's 16.5 minutes to go in the opening round of Thursday Night Racing League, round season 6 of round number 1 here at Silverstone for the PlayStation 4 League as well. It's absolutely unreal. We're already at season 6 with round number 1 kick-started tonight as well. And I'll tell you what, it is going to be a great end to the race. Who knows what's going to happen? But we'll see exactly what's going to happen for this evening. But it's under 16 minutes to go now. We're not far away from the race ending. Just going to check something out. Yeah, so it's going to be just after 20 past 9 UK time that the race ends. But it'll be after 20 past 10 their time, so it's for the Europeans, but the Americans may be like just after 20 past 4, so in the afternoon over there in America, depending on which state they're in. So 15 minutes to go then, as I waffle a bit. Stefano is in second then, followed by JMR third. Mambo's still fourth at the moment. That could be an interesting result for the Bentley, the first of the Bentleys. Then you got EW, then of course Yuri's still there in sixth place with Skyfoo's Bentley chasing him down with the likes of Future Revenge, and then of course Buka, then of course Peter, and then of course GD Sport, then of course Chris Allen, and then DC Joe, and then of course Nade still in 14th at the moment. But to tell you what, it's going to be a great end towards the evening, as we get very close towards the end of the race. But could be very close to see what's going to happen for these guys. But who knows what's going to happen, because you've got the likes of Lemos still leading as the W goes off track there. Bit of dirt on his car now as well. He's struggling a bit tonight as he still goes off. He's got to be careful not to get another drive-through penalty for track limits, because he seems to go wide there. But is it just one of them with his Porsche, or is it just is he just struggling a bit? It looks like he's struggling with 13 minutes, coming up to 13 minutes to go in this race. But who knows what's going to happen. But still pushing on in 5th place then, followed by Yuri 6th. Skyfoo catching him up though. Skyfoo's catching him up. But we'll see what goes on. 13 minutes to go though in this race. I don't know whether Skyfoo's got his I thought he had his rain light on, but he's not. It's just, oh, he has actually. You can see that little dot at the bottom as the sun tries to break through the clouds now here at Silverstone. Try and warm it up a bit, but you can just see it's 19 degrees centigrade out here. But seems to be a bit of a 12.5 minutes to go with Stefano holding on. With JMR still holding on for third though, because he's done quite well with the likes of Lemos still leading. So yeah, EW still pushing on for 5th place at the moment with Skyfoo. Bit of flame coming out of that Bentley, and I'm trying to catch up to Yuri. Yuri's gonna have to defend like mad. It could be very close between these two. The long Bentley Continental GT versus the Lamborghini Huracan. Could be very close to see what's going to happen between the pair of them, as Skyfoo tries to get up to the Dutchman. Well, this is going to be very close to see what's going to happen. But oh, Yuri's gone. Oh no! Oh, Yuri, what on earth happened there, man? Looked like the wheel snapped from him and it just like fired him off. That's now dropped him down to 7th. It's lucky it snapped. Well, it snapped it. Yeah, it's dropped him down to 7th. He's not going to want that. He's going to be kicking. He's going to be swearing in Dutch. Oh, Yuri, mate, top 6 was all yours, and then it painful. So 11 minutes to go in the race then. Here we go, getting to 11 minutes. Last 11 minutes of the race. I'll tell you what, it's been as I say, it's been a good race, but looks like Mambo's now caught excuse me, Mambo was caught up to James, so go on board with the 808 Bentley Continental GT. We'll go on board with Mambo's helmet cam, trying to catch up towards James. You can just see that sun literally trying to break through the clouds now to try and warm it up a bit more. But James is trying to hold off Mambo's Bentley. Could be very close finish between these guys for third and fourth with 10 minutes to go though. So 10 minutes to go in this race then. It's all or nothing now between these guys, but could be very close as Mambo's still trying to get past JMR for that last place on the podium. There's JMR trying to hold on for dear life, the reigning champion, under threat from a Bentley. It's not the first time he's been under threat from a Bentley either. If you remember rightly, Stefano Marchetto raced it last season. So just looking exactly how close that's going to be between these two, but who knows. But just coming up to 9 minutes to go in this race then, as there is a yellow flag somewhere. Trying to figure out that number. I think it is Nade. I think it is, if I'm honest. Yeah, he's gone. Nade's gone as well. So Nade's had a bit of an issue. We have 9 minutes to go. Looks like that Porsche's had a bit of an issue. He's obviously trying to... Hopefully he's back in 2 weeks' time for the race at Laguna Seca. But 9 minutes to go then as JMR. His third place is under threat from, of course, Mambo. He's thereabouts. Come on, Mambo. Push on, mate. You can do it. But JMR literally holding on for dear life. As James tries to hold on for dear life to try and get away from, of course, Mambo for that third place, the final spot on the podium. But 13 drivers left in the race now. A bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. But it's been a good grid this evening, so it's not been too bad. But you can just see the likes of JMR and of course Mambo still trying to push on. JMR trying to get away from the Bentley Continental, going down the Wellington Straight now for what could be another couple of laps. But you know, the blue flag's out for some bizarre reason for these two. But as Mambo flashes the lights at JMR to try and put him off yet again. But I think James has got it covered though for third, but who knows? It could be all or nothing between the pair of them. But got the likes of Stefano Marchetto still in second place at the moment with Lemos leading. So I think Lemos is going to get another victory here at Silverstone for what could be very close, as Mambo is getting very close to James now. You know, you could see exactly how James is driving the socks off that Ferrari, yes, the Ferrari. He's going to go thereabouts, but I'll tell you what, Mambo is there. You can just see what's going to happen, what could happen potentially, as the sun's still trying to burst through the clouds as Mambo tries to look at a way past JMR. He's flashing the lights again as a distraction. Oh, a bit of contact between the pair of them, but JMR regains control as Mambo has to fire the car back up again. That's lost him a bit of ground now. Oh, Mambo's chances of a podium have gone up in smoke. There's 6 minutes to go. We'll come up to 6 minutes to go in this race. This has been insane. But I'll tell you this, if you are watching the stream, guys, please do like and subscribe. It will be massive. But I'll tell you what, EW in 5th and Skyfu has still in 6th and Yuri still 7th. Gotta feel sorry for Yuri. Wonder what happened when it snapped away from him. Did it snap away from him because he had an issue? Because he's got, you know, he's got a bit of a work to do now with the likes of DC Jaw and trying to get away from, well, it's got Stefano Marchetto trying to lap, but we'll soon find out. But Lemos is still leading them with 5 minutes to go in this race. Then Lemos is actually going to do the double here at Silverstone, one here in season 5, so it's going to be very close to see what's going to happen between the pair of them, but who knows. but could be very close to see what's going to happen thereabouts. But as I say, it's a very good race for Lemos this evening. Just JMR's now probably thinking, right, that slight contact, third place is now mine, so unless Mambo can make up some ground within 5 minutes to go, but highly doubt it. But you know, it's one of them. But EW in 5th, then followed by Skyfu 6th, Yuri 7th. Yuri going grass cutting. It's not a lawnmower, Yuri. Oh, he's got a bit of damage. Oh, Yuri. Yuri. Bit of damage on that Lamborghini, mate. What's going to happen there? Is he gone grass cutting again, and it's this time damaged the Lambo? Stays out though. He's got 4 minutes to. He's got 4 minutes though. He's got 4 minutes to go, so he. Got 4 minutes to go, so that could be very interesting to see what. Well, just yeah, coming up to 4 minutes. Just nearly lost my way then, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen with the likes of Lemos, and of course Stefano Marchetto is still in 2nd place at the moment, with the likes of JMR still 3rd, Mambo 4th. He's still 4th, so you know he's got around 3.5 minutes to go, but. I think Yuri's going to suffer with that damage on that Lambo, but good showing though. 7th place isn't too bad though, if you ask me. But then you've got, of course, Future Revenge, and you've got Buka trying to get past Captain Slow. They're having a bit of a battle, I think. Peter and of course Buka, they're about for 10th and 9th and 10th, yeah, so 3 minutes to go. Wind's picked up a bit, 1 kilometre, but fair play. The track's dropped a bit of temperature though. It's only dropped back down to 18, but with around 2 minutes to go, this could be very close. I think Lemos will be going on to the final lap, because it is around about a 1:59 lap time. But I'll tell you what, fair play to Lemos though, fair play. He came in last season and he pushed all the way to try and get the championship away from JMR last season, but it didn't look like it was going to happen. But we'll see what happens when by this time. I think he's actually he's gone on to the penultimate lap, so that could be close. Some of the guys may be going on to the final lap though, but it all depends though, because with the lap time as it is, Lemos is there, but he's going down the hanger straight now, so potentially may have time for another lap as Chris Allen actually goes into pit lane. Has Chris had some damage, or is he? I don't know whether he's had some damage or he's picked up something, or he's put some fuel in. I don't know. Hard to tell what's going on with that Mercedes AMG at the moment. Sounded like it was running on a bit of a. So GD Sports had a bit of an issue by the looks of it, as we've had a bit of a conversation in Discord, but with a minute to go then, Lemos could be going on to the final lap. He's got to get through these couple of corners now to go on to the final lap, which he will do. JMR also there. I'll tell you what, as I say, it's been, the racing tonight has been okay in my eyes, but you know, it's going to be one of them. Lemos is now coming through Priory and Brooklands to be our DC stand in the clubhouse. They're getting ready for another back-to-back victory from Lemos. Lemos is coming through the last 2 turns now. He may get across the line before the time runs out. So he will get another run. He will get another lap in.
Alright man, the leader is on the final lap. Give it a final push.
So we'll see exactly what's going to happen for Lemos. He's on the final lap of the race, and Stefano Marchetto will be home in second. James currently in third. I think James will be the first person to actually finish the race, but he'll be third overall. So Mambo, however, fourth. So it's good showing from Mambo this evening. Then you got EW, had a bit of a drive-through penalty for track limits, which wasn't really happy with DC Joe crossing in pit lane. I think Chris Allen's still circulating, yes he is, so it's good to see Chris there. But JMR will be third then, which will help him massively. But I think they actually get another lap because they crossed the line just as the timer ran down. But Lemos then still leading the race then with Mambo in fourth, then with, of course, EW fifth, Skyfu sixth. Fair play to Skyfu. And of course Yuri at the moment though carrying a bit of damage, with Future Revenge trying to chase him. So Yuri could end up finishing 8th if he's not careful. But I'll tell you what, fair play to Yuri, never give up. With the likes of Captain Slow and Yuka in of course 9th and 7th, then of course GD Sport in of course 11th, DC Joe in 12th, and of course Chris Allen 13th at the moment. But what about this guy then? Lemos, fair play, season 5 runner-up, to come home and win round number 1 of season 6 at Silverstone. What a mega drive from Lemos. He will be happy with that. Stefano Marchetto, him and Stefano battled so hard in the early stages of the race, but Stefano, fair play to him. In second place, he'll be kicking himself, probably thinking, what have I got to do to make this Audi work? But flashes the light to acknowledge the crowd and the marshals here at Silverstone. I'll tell you what, fair play to them. It's been a fantastic race. I'll tell you what, JMR, perfect to get on the podium in what is his potentially championship title. Yeah, potentially his to get back-to-back titles. His championship campaign starts now, but to get third, to win another title this season at the moment for round number 1, fantastic. Mambo's there trying to catch him up all the way to try and stop him from getting onto the podium, but JMR in third place then, followed by Mambo. I'll tell you what, these two had a bit of a good battle as well, fair play to them. But I'll tell you what, it has been a class night of racing. I'll tell you what, fair play to the likes of Lemos doing donuts in front of the crowd. I'll tell you what, he will be delighted with that. The likes of EW feel sorry for him at the moment though, with that drive-through penalty didn't help. And then of course Skyfu in the number 11 Bentley. I'll tell you what, fair play. The guys have actually had some good nights of racing. Yuri and of course 7th. I'll tell you what, it is going to be a cracker going of course to Laguna Seca in 2 weeks time. I'm looking forward to that, and who knows what is going to happen there, but it is going to be a fantastic night of racing as we get ready for in 2 weeks time. We will go stateside to Laguna Seca. Excuse me, but I am going to go, but I am hoppers for Thursday Night Racing League. In 2 weeks time we go stateside. I can't wait to see what happens there. Until then guys, take care, have a good week and have a good weekend. Until then, ta-ra.